Not yet.
Good morning and welcome to EMC day number 211. Kunanji, good morning. Good morning to everyone. So yesterday we talked about receiving, right? Are we open to receive? What is stopping to receive? How are we receiving? So any further thoughts on that? Anybody would like to share further on that, please? So what stops us receiving? Are we in the receiving mode?
I realize our own inhibitions stop us from receiving.
Yes.
Somewhere there is a block.
Yes.
What we received from Sir yesterday in yoga, that also is receiving, no?
Yes, everything.
Everything, okay.
Yeah. So good and bad, everything. So are we open and
Okay.
to receive everything? That is exactly our access mantra also, that all of life comes to me with peace, joy and glory, not just only good or great. All.
But if you understand the thing, like if even if somebody insults you, you don't have to take it. It is up to you whether
Exactly.
you take it or not. Even if it comes as a, like so many gifts people refuse.
Yeah,
So if you don't want it, you just don't take it.
correct.
So then it doesn't affect you.
Right.
Not taking it, I understood, but as I said, that I was not open to receiving.
Receiving.
I mean, the negative things. And here I was not talking about receiving. I was talking in the material form. I am not open to receiving gifts. The material thing, like receiving somebody's blessings, are always welcome. We accept gratefully. Things like that.
Right.
But when I was talking about receiving, I'm very uncomfortable receiving presents. Like when
Yeah,
somebody gives me something, compliments and all, one accepts gracefully. But these are the material things that I am not comfortable receiving. That's all.
okay. So what's going on behind that?
I don't know, maybe as a child, I didn't receive anything. And I thought maybe I was not worthy of receiving, that they didn't think enough of me to give me anything. I got used to not receiving. So maybe when it came, it was very awkward for me to accept because I was in a denial mode all the time.
Right.
So that could be it.
Yeah, it could be, and many other things also.
Uh,
But whether we want to continue that like that or would like to change it, how do we change it?
no, I would of course change it because it
Right.
was awkward for me to receive even a single rose from my daughter. It was. I felt that she was spending her savings on the rose for me. But then she would tell me that, see the love, you spoiled my pleasure by not receiving it. So then gradually when I was thinking about it, and of course she helps me a lot in all this. So
Right.
she told me the same thing, that it's because you've been in denial mode that you find it awkward to receive anything.
Right.
So don't think of, she said that you give me pleasure when I give you something and you accept it, you give me pleasure.
Absolutely.
So that is so, that would be my line of thought from now on.
Right.
And I would
Bubbly.
accept it,
Okay.
yeah.
Probably when I meet you next, I'm
All
going to
right.
give you a gift. Let me see how you receive it.
Along with
Whether you have changed or not.
along with Rose.
Yes, yes. Rose, I can't say, but where we are meeting for a holiday next month. So be ready to receive. So be ready in your mind that you will receive gracefully and you will make me happy receiving
This
it.
way you're making me prepared. So
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
so anyway,
Hope I don't forget now.
that will be a gift.
No, no. Why? I don't think so.
Anyway, let's others continue now.
Yes, I know. Too much personal talk.
Yeah, so Darshanaji, that childhood thing, you can see how to discreate it. Have you
Okay.
learned the discretion exercise?
Yes, yes. I do it also at times.
No. Yeah, that
Okay.
may be useful. And of course, there may be more. There will be layers and layers of various
Right.
barriers. So we need to
Right.
uncover and one by one we have to remove it.
Oh,
Ramaji, one day, Ashokji said to give us all the exercise and what
Yes,
is
yes.
pertaining it to that would really help.
Yeah, it is a
I also keep
humongous.
forget. I
It's
also
a,
forget which exercise is for what.
right.
And if the exercise is there, we remember we can go through it.
Yes, yes.
Thank
It's a
you.
humongous exercise. In fact, I am wondering, in fact, we have to do that. We have to watch each of the videos and look at what are the exercises and give reference to the exercise in each of those videos.
Yeah. So like
In addition,
like uh,
yeah, go on, Asanaji.
if all the videos are together, we can go through them.
Yes, yes. So it
Yeah.
is a project we will initiate. I promise to Ashokji also, and Sir
Ashokji,
also
yes.
said
Yes.
we
yeah.
will do it. In fact, there is one more thing also before Sakshi you speak. We also would like to look at all the videos and see whether based on the topic, whether we can write a book on that as well. Maybe by 365, 1 year full, whether we can write a book. And in addition to that, all the exercises, whether we can give reference to each of the videos where what exercise is there. So this
Right.
is something, a project which we can all do. So whoever volunteers, please contact me. We will do something about it.
But Ramaji, if you give reference to the particular video, that means we have to go to that particular number of
Correct.
which number.
Correct.
Instead, if all the exercises are put in one
Yes.
video,
Yes.
and that is
That is
really
the
that will be easier. That will be all.
that is the ideal thing. So basically,
Yeah.
pick up the exercise in that video,
Right.
cut
Right.
it, and put it separately.
Right. Right.
Right.
So
Right. That would really help.
that's the idea. So it's a little bit big project. We will work
Yes.
on that.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gopalji, you are muted and talking. Unmute. Gopalji, we are not able to hear you. Okay, I think he will come back. Yeah, Sakshi, please go on.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. This is specifically for Darshana ma'am. See, if you are not, this is a suggestion from me, if you're not readily receiving a gift, you can always think this way, that if you're going to someone and you want to give that person some blessings or a hug or warm wishes, and that person refuses to take it from you, how do you feel? I mean, you will not like it that you are voluntarily, willingly giving that person that best wishes, blessing, or a hug. So similarly, if somebody is giving you some kind of physical gift, he or she also might feel not so good and rejected, dejected kind of feeling when you are not readily receiving it. That person's willingness of thinking something, getting something for you is actually a lovable intention of that person, and we rejecting it or not readily receiving it is sort of rejecting not the gift but that person. So if you go with this kind of feeling, it will really help you, because this kind of thing, some kind of element was there with me also. But
Okay.
with introspection, I came to realization that when you are not accepting a physical gift, may it be small, may it be big, that person may feel this kind of thing when we behave this way.
Okay.
So
Thank
that's
you.
a
Yeah.
suggestion from my
Okay.
end.
Thank you.
And topic what we were discussing yesterday, that what is stopping me from receiving all that what I desire or from the universe. So what we discussed yesterday was our judgmental attitude, and second thing was expectation. So beside these two things, I feel self-doubt is also a factor which you know which can hinder our receiving from the universe, from the god, or from whosoever. So with me generally happens that I wish certain things to happen that way, in terms of you know betterment of quality of life or for whatever. But then there is always an element of self doubt, whether this will really happen, whether I really deserve it. So it what it does is it harms the whole thing. That 100% conviction is not there. So that element of doubt brings in negativity, and then even if it was going to happen, it may not happen completely, or it may not happen at that particular time. So now I've realized that even when you wish for, you have to 100% believe in it. You have to send out those kind of intention and wishes where there is no iota of doubt that it will not happen. It may happen a little late, but there has to be 100% belief that it will happen. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. Gopalji, you were saying something before. We couldn't hear. You were in mute.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I was thinking, the tools also. If we can summarize the tools also so far in the EMC, that also will be nice, at one place.
Yes, sir. We will launch that project and bring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Kuldeep ji.
I just share my thought
Yes,
about what Dashanji has said. I feel and I have an experience that if we keep one element of respect for other person, means whether we agree or we don't agree, we have to respect other person, and accepting or rejecting, they are directly linked with the respect of other person. If we are rejecting, it seems to other person that you are rejecting the person itself. So we need not reject the person. So if this thing also can be kept in mind, that we will maintain our respect, so we have to graciously accept whatever is being given with love by anyone. That also I think will help. This is
Thank
my
you, Kuldeep ji. Thank you.
point of view.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, Sagar.
Good morning, sir,
Good morning.
and good morning, everyone. Yesterday, we talked about sharing and receiving, and we came to know that sharing and receiving are not two different things. They are the same, but a different action, equal and opposite reaction. So, what I want to say is that if we want to share and if we want to receive more in our life, we have to be in non-judgmental state. First, we have to be in that state, non-judgmental state. Second, beingness, being yourself, or being happy with yourself, the state of happiness and joy. And third is without any expectation. Expectation means that you are going to receive or you are going to share in a particular way, not in particular way or pattern. And yesterday I came to know these factors, how to receive and how to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, so today we can talk about giving. So if you remember, we have been talking about these things last 1 week or so. How does blaming yourself and others disempower you? Basically, how we get disempowered ourselves. How does taking responsibility empowers you? And then are you committed to the act of living, possibility and choice? And then what stops you to receive? Are you open to receive? Today, let's look at what stops you to give. Are you open to give? So let's reflect on that. While you are reflecting, let's do our power of generation exercise. Sagar, do you want to do that?
Yes.
Power of generation. You are muted.
Sir, I have to laugh. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You have
Yes.
to count and make everybody to laugh also. Yeah.
Nobody's laughing. Everybody is laughing. Yes, right now. Niti ma'am is not laughing. Okay. Yes, I see everybody is laughing. Sakshi ma'am also laughing. She's playing with cat. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sagar. So it is not only the laugher, any emotion what we want, we should be able to generate for us to do what we want to do. So that's the idea of doing this exercise. So with that, so let's reflect on what stops us to give. Are we ready to give?
Yes, of course,
Yeah.
giving is easier than receiving. For me, at least. That's my point of view. I'll definitely give wherever I can or wherever needed.
Okay.
Giving is not a problem.
Yeah, giving
some-
trouble is not a problem.
Beg
But
pardon?
sometimes,
Giving trouble to others is not a problem.
Yeah. That's the easiest thing.
sometimes you don't want to give, but it becomes compulsion. You don't want to actually give, but you have to give. But that is not a good feeling.
Yeah.
Sir, we are perfect, or we are, we know how to give really, sir, because our culture is like that to give. Everybody is saying, Vivekananda is saying that God is willing to give. You have to give. We have this concept of giving, but this receiving factor is not there in us, sir. This receiving factor, how to receive, how to be in that allowance, we have not. I think so.
Okay. So what is stopping us? Yeah, receiving, like Darshanaji also said, she's okay to give, but receiving is a little bit challenge. So what is stopping and how do we change it? And what is the relationship between giving and receiving? Is it related? Are they related?
Yeah, it is related in the sense of one person gives, the other receives.
Yes, that's right. But within yourself,
Pardon?
now within yourself, when you are ready to give, why you would not be ready to receive, or the other way around?
Okay.
Sir, I think, sir, uh, we are not ready to receive because we are afraid to ask what do we want from others. We
Yes,
think of rejection. We think of rejection.
yes, absolutely. That is one. But even if somebody gives without asking, that also we don't receive.
That also we don't receive. Yeah, sometimes, yes, sir.
Many a times.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. In some cases, it is many a times. Yeah. Yes, Suchitra, go on.
Good morning to everybody. Sir, what I think is giving is a very loaded act. So the receiver is obliged or beholden to the giver and has to. So there is, for example, if I give, say, 10 rupees or 20 rupees to a beggar on my usual mountain walk, the next time when that beggar looks at me, I wish they would at least smile at me because they remember that I have given them. But when they don't do that, I feel deflated for a few seconds or for a few minutes. So what I think is that we give with memory. There is a memory of what we have given. And so that I wish there was a way around that to just give and forget about what we have given. And also it involves a certain amount of selectivity and censorship. Whom do I give and whom do I not give? So that means eliminating somebody and choosing somebody. So these are all the things that come into play. So there's a lot of mentation involved also in these activities, sir.
Yes, so that's our own judgments and our own doings. But can we give without those things? And of course, we don't need to give everything. Whatever we can give, can we give? And we cannot give it to everybody. So can we give it to whoever is around? Without any judgments, without any expectations.
I think the main thing is you always give it with pleasure, whatever feels good, then only you give. Otherwise, if you don't feel good, there's no point in giving, And
Exactly.
after giving, if you feel proud about it, or you think about expectation of a smile back, that also is not a good giving, Giving has to be free, absolutely free, without any expectations.
Right. So if you are open to give like that, you will probably open to receive also without any
Exactly.
challenges.
That is true.
Yes, Niti ji.
Yes. Whether it is receiving or it is giving, both the acts of receiving and giving are very gracious acts. And I think in yesterday's and today's discussion, what is coming through is the biggest resistance in the act of giving and act of receiving is when we forget that it's an act of giving or receiving and we take it as an act of taking. If you receive thinking it's an act of taking, or if you give thinking the other person is doing an act of taking from you, then the essence of receiving and giving is diluted, or rather goes onto a wrong track.
Exactly.
So as long as we don't look at it with the feeling of taking, the act of giving and receiving both is very gracious. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah. So both giving and receiving, if we could do with gratitude, that may go very well, I suppose. But with the judgments, definitely there are challenges. Like no, Suchitra was also indicating that we have a lot of expectations or judgments on giving. So is there a way to eliminate, and how do we eliminate, and how do we do that? It's very much possible. So we have to move in that direction. Yes, sir. Reddy Garu.
Can we unconditional for this?
Can you repeat?
Can we say unconditional giving or receiving?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Because many times we have a doubt, a big question mark. Oh, I want to give, but I want to give to the only deserving people. So let me find out the deserving. Where is the deserving? When will you find out? Where will you find out? Yes, Suchitra.
So what comes to me is that as a society, the way we function and is not a conducive environment for this kind of giving or receiving that we are talking about, which is at the high level and which is unconditional and free. So the only way it can happen is like an anonymity, because as of now, whatever we are giving is through the identity, and the receiver is also an identity, the one who is receiving. So I don't think that our society as it functions today is conducive to this sort of, but we can attempt it, sir. That's my feeling.
No, sure, it may not be conducive. Then are
Totally,
we
yeah,
going in?
totally strings-free attached giving or receiving, there is no such opportunity to practice that at the highest level, except maybe in the presence of divinity. So,
No, but are you in because or because? So it's easy to say that society is not conducive, but can we create the situation? And have we not come across such thing? No, maybe predominantly it is so, but exceptionally have we not come across where we are able to freely give and freely receive without any judgment?
sir, it's easy to sort of talk about it in the material sense. Giving of money and etc. is a relatively easy thing. But suppose one wants to say there is a person in the dumps and one wants to get them out. So that is an act of giving, and it will entail some form of journey, and many things get unraveled in the process. So, and the giver might then be a receiver for a time. So I was just thinking about all these things, about what happens behind the scenes energetically. I'm just not talking only about material things. That's relatively easy. But if one wants to contribute more, like to be a pioneer in some particular area that has not been explored, and so one begins in that. So I was just thinking about all that, sir. Yeah.
No, sure. For you, the material thing seems to be easy. Other things seems to be a little bit tough. But for Darshanaji, it is the other way around. Material things seems to be tough. Other areas she is okay to receive.
Yes, sir. I want to say one thing, sir. Ask
Yes.
one. Sir, I think sharing, we are talking on sharing and receiving. I really enjoy when I share. I really enjoy when I receive. So why not let's talk about on the subject how to receive many things in our life and how to share what we have. How to receive in a abundance, in a flow, like a water flow. How to receive like that? How to be in that state? Is it in the state of non-judgmental? Is it in the state of beingness, not expecting? What is it that we will receive like a waterfall in our life. How to receive and how to share.
Sure. We can look at Sagar, our own examples that when we received or given without any expectations or judgments, how did we feel? Or the other way around, whenever there were challenges, what kind of challenges were there? So that can give us some clue on how to receive or give easily. So the reason why we are here is to really look at our own experiences and our own thinking process, right? So let's explore that, because we have so many people with varied experiences and expertise, and different groups, different experiences. So let's explore that.
Sir, can I say?
Yes, Hasinaji.
I feel act of service is the best thing you can give. This is what I feel. Giving material thing is of course there, but act of service, for me, it takes in top. That's the top thing I think in giving. Like when my daughter-in-law, I tell you one example. When I hear that my daughter-in-law has got up and I hear some noise in her room, I straight away go to the kitchen, make a cup of tea and give it to her, which I am doing for years. So I feel giving act of service is the best thing that I can do for anybody, for that matter. Then
Okay.
giving them physical gifts. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's your experience.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Sakshi. Sakshi, did you raise your hand?
Yes, yes, yes. From all this conversation, what I gather is that if we are too much into oneself, me, my time, my things, and if the person is completely caught up in me. See, giving is not only things, giving is not only physical commodities. It can be your time, it can be your blessing, it can be your advice, multiple facets to it. So the person who is too much into oneself has made very strict, rigid boundaries. These are my things, this is my time, these are my relationship, and this is what me is. The person who is too much caught into oneself is is a person who finds it very difficult to give and receive both the ways. So when the person sheds off all these boundaries, okay, whatever it is also God's gift with me. So why not share it? Maybe physical things, maybe money, maybe time, maybe advice, maybe guidance, or whatever. So the person, when a person reaches this kind of state, okay, even if it is mine, I'm here to share, I'm here to receive. So the person comes into that state, that mindset, and he becomes open to receive and give. That's what I've come to realization after introspection and after this conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Sir, I think that what Hasina ji said, the act of service, I think that is the best way to receive. That is divinely guided. You receive in many different ways when we are in act of service. In any service, if you are associated with some organization or you self go and service, any kind of service, seva, I think that is the best way to receive and share.
Okay. Yes, any other experiences, any other thoughts?
Maybe Kunil sir want to share. We have not heard anything from Kunal sir.
Yeah, in fact, I was about to ask Kunan, sir. Yeah, Kunanji, please go ahead and share your thoughts and your experiences, please.
Yes, thank you, Ramaji, and good morning. No, it's a great discussion, and I like that. My point of view about these terminologies, what we are using, with my life's experience, what I used to do is that I used to label certain things. As Darshana Ma'am mentioned about that gift, the material. So we label it that this is a material. So later on, I change my labeling, thinking about that material or the gift or the box as a love. So when we change our label, we change our perspective, and then we change the way we look into the things, and it transforms our that process, that moment, and that experience. As Sir has always mentioned, that experience the experience. So that moment when we change the label, instead of thinking, oh, this is a box, sweet box, it's a material, but this is a love. So when I relabel with the powerful words, the experience becomes different. So that's what normally I do. And as far as giving is concerned, I remember Ramaji and all, Sir has once upon a time discussed generosity. And not only giving, we have to think beyond that, how to be more generous. And I'm sure you all must be remembering that generosity, that attitude, that mindset is nothing but be always kind, selfless, and feeling of giving something whatsoever we do have. And as a human being, what do we have? We have our time and energy. So if we can give our time to someone, if we can give our energy to someone, and energy is what? Nothing but our emotion. The emotion of love, emotion of making someone feel good. So that way, it helps us as well in return. And simply smiling to someone, simply telling the thank you, the word itself is sort of giving with the generosity. But what happened that I was just thinking that to be really in the mind state of giving or generous, Sir has always mentioned that shift from default mode to creation mode. And creation mode comes when we have the positivity, the feeling of positivity. And the feeling of positivity is nothing but the feeling of gratitude, joy, and all such elements. So when we are in that state of positivity, then the feelings and the emotions of giving, generosity, all such things come. And very interesting thing about giving and generosity, Sir had told that when we are in the state of giving and generosity, we keep getting back also the similar feelings or emotions and the love from others. But what happens, Ramaji and others, that when I was doing my introspection, that our thinking brain comes in between and makes us fearful of losing something or not having enough of something. So whether it is time or love or emotion or material, our thinking brain say that you might lose or you don't have enough, then why do you want to give? So that kind of fear, we have to be, Sir has always told that, be aware of your emotion. And if in that particular moment, the awareness says that you are fearful, that you'll be losing something, which is not true, because when we give, we get it back as well, as we discussed. So with the awareness of that positive mindset and the feeling of giving, because it will come back to me, with the positive attitude of gratitude, joy, blessings, compassion, and all, I think we can be in that mind state. And that's how we can be more generous. We can be having the feeling of always keep on giving. And that's what my life experience says, that our Creator, God, has created us, and He has given everything to us. And I myself consider the trustee of God. So whatsoever I do have, I have to keep on giving. And other interesting thing is that whatsoever we do have, if we keep on giving, or if we empty ourselves, then Creator will give more. That's the process. Like if whatsoever you have, if you give it, then you will get the new things. So keep is sort of a chain. It continues. We keep on giving, we keep on receiving, and the process flows. I find it a bit challenging, but when we are in the state of positivity, with the feeling, emotions of gratitude, joy, then I believe that we can manage our mind in a more effective manner and be in the state of generosity. And sir always use the word allowance. So when we think that we are one, then where the matter comes of giving from one to another, it's all one. It's everything belongs to one. So we are just shifting from one place to other place, but it is within us, within all. It's all one. So feeling of oneness, feeling of allowance, feeling of positivity, and then that mind state with the awareness that I am not going to lose anything. It's just whatsoever is coming to me, I'm just passing it on. So that state will give us that good feeling. And always like in our life also, you feel good. If you give something, you feel good. So ultimately, we all want to be happy, contented, satisfied. So if giving charity or generosity is ultimately, I think scientifically also proven that there's a specific part in the brain which creates sort of hormone which generates a feeling of happiness in ourselves. So it's a wonderful act of giving generosity, and it gives a good feeling to all of us. So that's what my point of view, Rama sir. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kunalji. So as you rightly said, thinking is very limited, whereas being is unlimited. We have experienced ourselves, right, in expansion exercise, what Sir is doing here. We can see that our being is unlimited, infinite. It can spread across the universe. Whereas if you are using only the thinking process, right, discarding or limiting the other things like your emotions, your body, and your energies, and your being as a whole, then it can become very, very limited. But we as a being is unlimited, and we have unlimited capacity to receive and give. So that is something we can definitely, each one of us experienced at various point in time. But if we can remove some of our impediments in terms of judgments, expectations, or whatever else it is, there is a good possibility that we are in that open mode. So in fact, in this forum every day, we are coming and giving and receiving. So when we are sharing our experiences, right, that is giving to other people. And we also receive so much from others. So that way, this forum is an excellent forum where we do give and receive as well. Yes, Suchitra.
So what I think about giving and receiving is that one has to leave some room for something unexpected, and that is what makes it interesting. And I wanted to illustrate this with something that happened with me recently when I visited my village. So earlier there used to be about 50 coconut tree climbers in our village. People who used to make their living just by climbing coconut trees and getting the coconuts down. But now there is only one, and he does all the trees in the village. So when we went there, we tried for him, but he came a little late, and he came on his own scooter, and he climbed up the tree within 2 minutes, got down a huge bunch of coconut, and was just walking away. So when my mother insisted that he had taken so much trouble for us and she wanted to pay him, and he absolutely refused. He said he didn't want any money for that, and he also refused to drink the coconut. He said he sees them so often that he doesn't feel like drinking them. But there was another old man who had come along, and just like that, just a walkaby, and he came and he had the coconuts, and when instead of putting the money back in the purse, my mother offered it to him, the old gentleman, and he was happy to receive it. So it was just like something totally unexpected panned out when the yeah. So that's what
Yeah,
I would
absolutely. I think that is how it works.
something, an X factor always emerges from this act of giving and receiving, which makes it fun for everybody.
Yes. So it is only our limited mind which says that I have to give it to the same people from whom I receive, not necessary.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The giving can be from one person and receiving can be from to the other
Yes,
person.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's excellent example. Thank you. Yes, Kunanji.
Yeah, just quickly, Ramaji, this reminds me a short story I have read long back about giving. There was a place where people used to go and collect some very precious stones. And one fine evening, there were two gentlemen there, and they were trying to find out that precious stone. So after a certain moments, maybe certain period went, and both gentlemen were busy, and one guy, he started going back with the disappointment, and then the second guy, he asked him, what happened, you didn't find anything? He was very disappointed, discouraged, and no, I couldn't find anything, now I'm going back. So the second person, he had one precious stone he had found. So he said that I found one, you take it, I will spend some more time, maybe I'll find other one. So the second person got very happy, said, okay, thank you so much. And then he started leaving. So when he was going back, after a certain moment, he stopped and came back to the first person who had handed over the stone to the person. He said that I don't want this stone. Give me that thing which made you to give me this stone. What character, personality, attributes, thought process you have, which allowed you to give me this precious stone, which you had collected after so much efforts, which is equally important for you, but you gave me so easily. So give me that part of yours, which made you to give so easily such a precious things. So that's wonderful. I mean, that this gives a good moral story to all of us, that it's not about material, it's about something within us we have to develop, so that we don't even bother to give the precious thing, material, whatsoever we do have so easily, and feel contented that, yes, I'm fine, there's no problem. So just wanted to share with you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's exactly we are learning here as well, Kunanji. What is that way of giving? Yeah, thank you for illustrating that. So for Abhinavji and others who joined late, just to recap, we have been discussing these things at various point in time, last 1 week or more. How does blaming yourself and others disempower you? How does taking responsibility empower you? Are you committed to the act of living, possibility, and choice? And yesterday we discussed on what stops you to receive. Are you willing? Are you open to receive? Today we are discussing what stops you to give. Are you open to give? And give and receive, both we are discussing today. So that's the topic of discussion for the people who joined late. I just wanted to refresh it. Right. So if anybody has any thoughts on this giving and receiving, please go ahead. Yes, Abhinavji.
While giving, what I just got into was one thing which bothers is how much I have. So if I give, I should have sufficient left for me. And I forget that what I have right now, I may get, universe is there to give me God knows how much. So it doesn't matter how much I give away. Number one. Number two, I'm scared of being manipulated. I like giving. I don't mind giving also, but I don't like being manipulated in giving. Some people talk and manipulate and then take away from you. So that is always, I don't want to be made fool of.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that is a practical issues. So that is
Yeah.
where we are trying to learn that
Yeah.
whether we can take responsibility for our life, whether we are empowered, right? If we are empowered, if we take
Yeah.
responsibility for our life, then we
Exactly.
can decide, right, how much to give. I don't need to give everything what I have.
Yeah.
What is that I'm willing to give, right? That is one. Second, will others manipulate? That is a fear, right? That is a fear of not having my own life's empowerment and my own commitment to my life, right? If I take control of my life, if I am committed to my life, then I will not have that fear that, oh, whether others will manipulate or not, right? So that is what we are learning here. How do we take control of our life? How do we improve ourselves to live in a ease, joy, and glory, right? That's where we are learning many things. So now giving, you don't see the practical thing and the theory is also that more and more you give, you will receive more and more. But are we willing to experiment? Are we willing to experience it? Are we willing to believe that? Is a question. We have to practice ourselves. So even if you don't do that, you don't need to give everything what you have. So what is that you can give? That you can decide. You can choose to give what you can, and you can choose to receive correspondingly. So it comes from why those two aspects what you talked, Abhinavji, is because of the fear, because of not committing to the life, right? So if we can address those fundamental things, then we know how much we can give, how not to allow others to manipulate, how we don't manipulate others. So it comes up. So these are all the default mode issues. If we are in creation mode, we won't have that challenge. But it takes time for us to come out of the default mode. But we are working towards that. So how do we come out of the default mode? So the fear of manipulation, if I give everything, will it go away? Those are all the default mode issues which we can overcome. Yes, yeah, thank you, Abhinavji, to bring it up. That is a practical issue we are all facing on a day-to-day basis, but we can easily go beyond that. Yes, Nagesh, you want to say something?
Yeah, good morning. I joined late, Ram. So
Right. Welcome, Nagesh.
yeah,
Nice
thank you.
seeing you here. Yeah.
I just saw the slide.
Right.
So it's about giving and taking. Nice. I just could listen to for 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. So here in this forum, we discuss quite a few things, and no, it's nice to see you here. Please come every day.
Surely.
Yeah. Go on. Share your thoughts, your experiences.
I don't know. I mean, I just heard a few things. So it was about giving and sharing. And am I audible?
Yes, very much.
So yeah, even I want to give. So how do I start?
You are giving. You are already giving so much. You are giving so much of suggestions, advice on automobile. So Nagesh is an expert in automobile. So he gives a lot of advice to the people on how to take care of it, what to go for, and all those things. So you are already giving. So you just expand.
So give without intentions.
Yes.
Yeah, no vested interest.
Yes.
So yeah, I do give. Such discussions do happen. Other than such forums, we encounter people who certainly think that way. So I think somewhere, if somebody has to start, I think you just start having empathy, which will push you towards. It's an exercise. Probably that helped me whenever it started. That there was no vested interest. There was no any intention. It was just that somebody required some kind of a help, gave it, and later I realized that somebody else also did the same kind of help to another. It was somewhere like helping a student, and we were all called for on a day to acknowledge our work. And then one of the persons sitting next to me asked, "Okay, why did you help this children? What is the student?" I was like, "No, that day I came and it was the last day. Nobody was there to take care of the child, and so I just volunteered and helped the child so that it doesn't lose the entire year's academics." So then, like the other person, like, "Okay, I help this, but there is some benefit, income tax benefit. That's the reason I do it." 10 minutes later, there was a kind of acknowledgement on the stage to all of us, coming out with our names, respectively. This person helped this child, person. So it went on. What I realized was that was the first time. This was a very long back event, and what I realized first time was like my intention towards helping a kid, student, was different, and was the person sitting next to me. But on the stage, people are looking at both of us in the same meaning, same intention, and same thought process. It was not. So that is first. That is when I became like.
That is not for you, Nagesh. Just sorry to interrupt. So that is not same for you or for the other person, but for the person who's receiving,
it's the same.
Yeah. Please go on.
So I thought, that intentions are so different. So if we can do something with empathy and no intentions and no vested interest, I think that's the best way.
It helps you.
It pushes us.
It helps you to grow.
Yeah. So instead of doing something, I want to become something, is what I would look.
Absolutely.
So over a period of time, this kind of an exercise makes me something where I don't even feel, I don't even understand giving. That becomes an act, or becomes a second nature.
No, that's great. Actually, that is the ultimate giving, that you be open and sensitive enough to see that, it requires to be given, or that person requires it. Just give it, right? That's the ultimate thing.
Yeah, very true. See, that means we are also somewhere, earning and giving. We are not just giving away because we have. It's also that it's pushing us to earn. It's making me much more thinker. It's getting me a macro vision.
Yeah, if you're open,
it also gives me confidence. Yeah, it gives me confidence. A lot of things.
If you're open, you can receive without hardship.
Correct. That's my
today our default mode is I have to work hard, only then I can receive. But we can also receive much more easily. In the sense, not of course we have to do our work. Nothing wrong in that.
True.
Yeah, it's a great experience you are narrating. But we can be in allowance for the person who's giving to take care of the tax benefit. We can be in allowance. It's okay.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah,
but I never realized that an action can have two different intentions. I was very innocent about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. I think it's a great distinction you brought in. Yeah, thanks, Nagesh.
Because see, that gave me an effect, because the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes on the stage, we were all being spoken with their names and appreciated and all that.
Right. Yeah. Great. But that's a good thing to know. But we don't need to judge the other person that why he is giving, his intention is different. That's okay. That person will evolve over a period, right? Today is giving to save the tax. Tomorrow he will give without any expectation as well.
Yeah, correct. I was not unhappy about what he did. It was like, one action can have two different intentions.
Yes, correct. Thank you for that sharing.
Yeah, thank
you. Yes, Sagar.
Yes, sir. Sir, we just talk about manipulation. So when somebody asks me something, or sometimes when I ask somebody something, they feel that I feel they are manipulating, and they also feel sometimes when I ask that I am manipulating, but it is not so. But whenever I am there, somebody asking me, I feel that hey, this banda is making me, or he's a very chalu man, he's manipulating. We think like that, sir. So how not to be in this default mode, because it is so natural to think like this, sir. Not natural, but it is how we think, sir.
Yes, you are right, Sagar. In our one is like Kunanji said, if you give overweight to the thinking alone, right, that will bring in these things. Oh, manipulation. But you go beyond the mind little bit, sensitive, and
Yes,
look at with your whole being. You can
yes,
see whether it is truly manipulation or not. So we have to be present to see the situation appropriately, right?
right, sir.
Yeah, so that's what we are also doing here, that how do we be present, how we can be committed to our life, how we can generate the feelings we need to do the best possible things. So if you are more and more be in that, you would know that whether it is, see, the fear and the manipulation of fear, fear of manipulation, fear of many things, it all comes from overthinking.
Right,
So
right,
use the mind to think logically for many things, but if you let that alone to do the job, it will create havoc. So we have to be present as a whole.
right, sir.
Right. Thank you, Sagar. I think same thing Abhinav also brought in. So yeah, we can go beyond the default mode. Yes, Suchitra.
So the model that comes to my mind is that if we can push aside all that this is for me, I've arrived at this model that if I can push aside this entire thing about giving, receiving, etc., and the human aspect, what I look at it is that every being accumulates some electrical charge. And sometimes you have a lot, you have accumulated more than you need, and there is somebody with an equal deficit. So you simply give and both return to neutrality. So that's how I look at it. Like, say I have accumulated expertise in a certain area. So that is like accumulating extra charge in that area, much more than I need. So by just giving that, I discharge and I return to neutrality. So this is how I look at it, sir, as an electrical model.
Yeah, yeah, true. It works. Yeah.
This is so true.
Right. I think yes, Kunanji, go on.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a couple of lines for Sagar and others.
Yes.
Sagar, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am here.
You know English. Can you translate this? I'm going to say something in Urdu.
Okay, sir. Okay, I'll try.
This is my takeaway of today's discussion, Ramaji, that
Yes, please.
अर्ज किया है कि कागज की कश्ती थी, पानी का किनारा था, खेलने की मस्ती थी, ये दिल भी आवारा था। कहाँ गए, कहाँ आ गए इस समझदारी के दलदल में, वो नादान बचपन भी कितना प्यारा था। So it's all about when we were child, we never ever thought of giving or not giving, sharing or not sharing, So that child within us is still there, but as you rightly mentioned, because of overthinking, because of fear, because of not having enough, because of losing whatsoever I have if I give, all such thoughts have overcame on that element of childness within us. So we have to bring back that child and feel free to give, feel free to take. Don't stop anything so that we don't lose that happiness. Back to you, sir. But Sagar, can you translate this?
I will try, sir. But you can, you have to understand on your own voice.
Yeah, go ahead, Sagar.
Right.
कागज की मस्ती थी.
कागज की कश्ती थी, पानी का किनारा था.
Wow, there used to be a paper and the river.
Yeah.
And
खेलने की मस्ती थी और दिल आवारा था.
wow, we used to enjoy the playing, and our mind is like a wind or a air.
Yeah. कहाँ आ गए इस समझदारी के दलदल में.
Now where I come in this understanding, in the sense of understanding.
वो नादान बचपन भी कितना प्यारा था.
Those innocent days, those lovely childhood. And what?
Yeah, that's all. So we have to have that innocence.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kunalji. Thank you, Sagar, for translating. Amazing.
Thank you.
Right. So thank you very much. So we are closing the meeting. Welcome you all again tomorrow morning, 7:30. So wish you all the best.
Thank you all.
Bye bye.